Elias stood at the edge of a massive life decision, his heart hammering against his ribs. The city lights blurred into a chaotic smear of indecision and paralyzing fear. He felt blind, disconnected from his own internal guidance. For years, Elias had lived in a state of constant chemical depletion. Every time he sought temporary relief, he traded a piece of his foresight. Now, facing a massive life shift, his internal radar was completely broken and silent. He realized that indecision is the hallmark of a man who lacks vital energy. Without that core reservoir, the brain struggles to prioritize long-term gains over short-term comfort. The signal is lost in the noise of overstimulation. Imagine a ship lost at sea with a broken compass and no stars. That is the modern man who leaks his life force for pixels. He wanders through life's choices, hoping for a miracle while ignoring his biological engine. But what if there was a way to fix the compass? What if the clarity you seek is hidden within your own physiology? To understand this, we must look deeper than the surface of dating and into your brain. Did you know your brain consumes more energy than any other organ? When a man practices retention, he redirects biological resources away from reproductive output. This excess power is funneled directly into his prefrontal cortex, enhancing focus. This isn't just mysticism. It is pure endocrine optimization for the modern age. By preserving his seed, a man stabilizes his autonomic nervous system. A calm nervous system is the absolute prerequisite for hearing your own primal intuition. You cannot hear your gut when your body is in constant panic. Modern life keeps men in a state of fight or flight through constant depletion. Retention acts as a biological anchor, grounding you in the present moment. As the weeks of discipline pass, something strange begins to happen inside. The brain fog that once clouded your judgment begins to lift like morning mist. You start seeing patterns in your life that were previously invisible to you. This is the sharpening of the inner compass, a primal survival mechanism. Ancient men relied on this instinct to track prey and avoid hidden predators. In today's world, it manifests as knowing which business deal is actually toxic. Suddenly, you find yourself saying no to opportunities that look good on paper. Your logic might be confused, but your gut feels a sharp, warning chill. This is the prescient power of a man whose circuitry is fully charged. Stick with me, because this internal click changes how you see every woman you meet. In dating, intuition is the difference between a soulmate and a soul crusher. A depleted man chases beauty because his hormones are desperate and loud. A retained man senses character because his mind is quiet and incredibly sharp. He notices the micro-expressions and the subtle shifts in a person's energy. He no longer ignores red flags because he is no longer blinded by lust. His attraction is rooted in a deep, intuitive assessment of a partner's value. This clarity creates an aura of unwavering certainty that others find magnetic. People are naturally drawn to a man who knows exactly where he is going. They sense that his decisions are guided by something deeper than mere logic. The inner compass also affects how you manage your time and resources. You stop wasting hours on trivial tasks that don't move the needle forward. You become a heat-seeking missile directed toward your highest purpose and your greatest goals. Biologically, this is linked to the saturation of androgen receptors in the brain. When these receptors are primed, your confidence isn't a mask, it's a reality. You move through the world with the calm of a seasoned predator. But the journey to this state is not a walk in the park. It requires facing the void of your own loneliness without any digital numbing. This is where most men fail and return to their old comfortable shadows. The pain of discipline is the fuel for your new intuitive engine. Every time you resist an urge, you strengthen the neural pathways of command. You are literally rewiring your brain to choose power over fleeting, hollow pleasure. Have you ever felt a knowing before something happened? That's the potential we are unlocking. As Elias reached day 60, the world began to feel much slower. He noticed things he had missed for a decade, people's true intentions. He felt a resonance in his chest when he spoke his truth clearly. He was no longer a slave to the swipe or the like. He was becoming the observer, the judge of his own reality and surroundings. This shift in perspective is the ultimate cheat code for navigating modern society. The inner compass doesn't just help you avoid the bad, it finds the good. It guides you toward mentors, friends, and partners who vibrate at your level. It creates a luck that is actually just high-level pattern recognition. Think of your life force as the electricity for your internal GPS. If the battery is dead, the GPS cannot tell you where to turn. Retention is the process of charging that battery to its maximum possible capacity. When the battery is full, the directions become loud, clear, and unmistakable. You don't have to think about what to do in a crisis. You simply move with a fluid, natural grace that surprises even yourself. Physiologically, your heart rate variability improves, allowing for better emotional control. You become the calm in the storm that everyone looks to for guidance. This is the essence of true, grounded masculinity in a chaotic world. But there is a dark side to this power if you aren't prepared for it. With heightened intuition comes the burden of seeing the truth in everyone. You will realize that many of your friends are actually holding you back. Your compass will point away from the life you used to know. This purging process is necessary for your evolution into a higher tier man. You must be willing to walk alone until your tribe finds you. The inner compass ensures that you never stay lost for very long. Elias sat in his room, the silence no longer feeling like a heavy weight. He looked at the contract on his desk, and the choice was clear. There was no doubt, no second guessing, only a cold, hard, resonant certainty. He realized that his seed was the ink with which he wrote his future. By saving it, he was writing a story of dominance and deep peace. He felt a surge of energy travel from his core to his mind. The suspense of the path lies in the sheer scale of your potential. Most men will never know this feeling of being on the hunt internally. They will die without ever having their internal compass fully calibrated and functional. But for the man who chooses the path of retention, life becomes cinematic. Every decision is a brushstroke on a masterpiece of a well-lived life. He is the architect of his destiny, guided by a silent, primal voice. As Elias stepped out into the night, the air felt electric and alive. He walked with a purpose that turned heads and silenced the surrounding noise. He wasn't just moving through the city. He was moving through a new reality. He saw a woman across the street, and for once, he didn't stare. He felt her energy, analyzed her presence, and his compass stayed perfectly still. He knew she wasn't the one, and he felt no sting of loss. The power of retention had given him the ultimate gift, the power of no. By saying no to the world, he was saying yes to himself. He was finally the captain of his own soul and his destiny. The final test was coming, and his body was ready for the challenge. His muscles felt dense. His skin glowed, and his eyes were piercingly bright. This was the physiology of a man who had reclaimed his own throne. He was no longer a ghost. He was a solid, undeniable force. The inner compass was now a roaring fire in the center of his being. It whispered of greatness, of legacy, and of a love that was real. He felt a deep gratitude for the struggle that had forged him. But then, his phone buzzed a notification from an old, toxic flame. His thumb hovered over the screen, the old shadows reaching out to pull him back. The room grew cold as he faced the ultimate internal test. His heart didn't race. His breath stayed deep, slow, and very rhythmic. He could feel the dopamine receptors screaming for the old, familiar, easy hit. This was the moment where the compass would either hold or break. He closed his eyes and felt the reservoir of energy within his core. He saw the future he was building, a vision of absolute, unshakable strength. The choice was no longer a struggle. It was an effortless, powerful execution. He deleted the message without a single spark of regret or lingering doubt. The internal compass had spoken, and he had followed its silent, golden command. He was finally free from the invisible chains of his own shallow desires. If this video gave you real value, tap the thanks button. Your support helps me keep creating deeper content like this. Every thanks is a spark that keeps this mission alive. Your support means more than you know. Elias walked into the darkness, a man reborn through the fire of discipline. But as he turned the corner, he saw something that stopped him cold. The real mystery was only just beginning to reveal its hidden, complex face. What did he see? And can your own intuition handle the truth of your power? The journey of retention is a doorway to a world you can't imagine. Once you step through, there is no turning back to your old self.